Hey YouTube, got another video review for you today. This is the Icybreeze V2 portable air conditioner slash cooler. So stay tuned, you're definitely going to want to watch this video. Now before I go any further talking about the cooler, I want to say that this is an American made product, so hey, I appreciate that. And anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate that as well. Also, you know, if you're looking for a cooler that is pretty much on steroids, then you definitely want to check this cooler out because it actually does work, and I'm fixing to prove it to you. Give me just a few minutes, and I'm going to show you firsthand. Now, when you get the cooler, the first thing you want to do is make sure that the battery is fully charged and get it all charged up. Then I'm just going to jump right on into it. Run down and get you some ice, and this thing will hold up to 30 pounds of ice, but when you put 30 pounds in there, you don't have much room for drinks, so maybe about 25 pounds of ice is probably going to be about optimal. And then you put your ice in there, and then you pour let's say 2 quarts of water into the cooler. And you're asking yourself, why do you pour water into the cooler? Well, there is a pickup tube. It looks just like this one, but it's down in the bottom of the cooler, and it picks up the cold water and it pumps it up here to this little radiator right in here. And on the other side of that radiator is a cooling fan, and basically that cold water just circulates through that radiator, and that cooling fan just blows on the radiator and takes the cold air out and blows it right out this little port right here. And then now you have a little vent like you do on your car. So it's closed now, but you can open it up and you can turn it around and you can move it in different directions. So, you know, let's just say you're out at the lake chilling, you're sitting in your lawn chair or whatever, and you want to have some cold air blowing on you, then this is one way to do it. I mean, it's the only way to do it, unless you've got a fan or a portable air conditioner like this. So anyways, I find that it's pretty neat. It's the only cooler that I've seen that even offers something like this. Now let's say you're standing up and you want that cold air to blow on you. Well, they've got this little extendable hose. It's like a corrugated hose that's flexible, and you know, let's say you want to point it up. Now, like I said, if you're standing up beside the cooler, then you know you can have that cold air blowing on you in that direction. Or you know, if you want it over here, then you can point it over here. And they make extensions that hook onto this if you want to get like a longer extension, you know, if you want to plumb it into a 10 or whatever. And you know, it's pretty neat. Now, to be honest with you, I've had it for a week now. I've used it twice, and it seems to work great. Now, I like to go through and read some of the reviews on this product, and one of the products that I found very fascinating was, you know, people were talking about freezing like bottles of water and putting in the bottom of there and then putting ice on top of it. Or you don't even have to freeze bottles of water. You can take like a juicy juice bottle and fill it up full of water and make a big ice block out of that, so you don't have to keep buying ice, and then just put it in there, and now you've got a way to keep it cold all day long, and then you're set. You don't have to buy any ice bags to keep filling it up. So that is a benefit. And the reviews that I read, they said they use those ice blocks and put it inside of their tent, their 6-person tent, and they used this thing for the course of like 3 or 4 days, and kept it plugged in to a different battery, which it has like a lithium ion battery, and this is the 6 amp an hour, but they also make a 10 amp an hour battery, and we'll get into all that here in just a second. But you know, they were able to use the batteries or keep it plugged into a generator or a cigarette lighter. So you know, there's plenty of different powering options for this cooler, and it's just really fascinating. So they were able to keep cool in their tent at night. It's, you know, it's nice to be able to go to sleep at nighttime and not feel all sticky and hot. And you know, if you're a boater, you know, this product here is pretty nice. You know, you stick it in your boat. If you're out fishing, you're sitting in your little bass fishing chair, and you could have this thing between your legs just blowing up on you, and make the day go a lot easier with some cold air blowing on you. And it's not like it's humid, wet air, it's nice and dry. So you know, it feels a lot better, and you know, it's not going to make you as sticky. So that is one thing to consider. Now the cooler itself, it's not a roto-molded cooler like a Yeti or nothing like that. It's pretty much a similar to the Coleman coolers. It's a polyethylene cooler, so the plastic is not as thick and as heavy as let's say a Yeti or whatever, but it's still, you know, a good cooler. And they said that wow, I'm getting ahead of myself. The ice could last up to 7 days in this cooler without the air conditioning feature running. So, you know, if you just want to use it as just a cooler, you can, and you know, your ice will last up to 7 days. So, and that all depends on the temperature outside, and where you have the cooler place. Is it in direct sunlight, and or if it's in the shade, and how hot or cold it is outside. So, you know, again, that number is up to 7 days. It's not automatically you're going to get 7 days out of your ice. So this cooler is a pretty decent sized cooler. It's considered a 38 quart. You can hold 49 12-ounce cans of soda or beer, whatever you got, in this cooler. So it does hold quite a bit. And the interior dimensions is 18.5 inches long by 11.25 wide by 11 high. And the exterior dimensions is 23.5 long by 16.25 wide by 18.5 inches high. And so, you know, it is a pretty decent sized cooler. You can fit quite a bit in there, and it's definitely a good cooler for, you know, a good day trip. You know, I like getting a lot of liquids in me when it's hot outside. So, you know, this cooler would last me a good day and a half. So, anyways, pretty decent sized cooler. As I said before, this cooler has several different features, and it's got this little toggle, well, not a toggle, I guess it's a wheel type switch, where it's off right now, but you pull it down and then it goes to low, and then you hear that fan kick on. Then you put down one more, it goes to medium, and then you go down, and then you hear it kick up to high. And so you can hear the fan. It's not very loud at all, but it does put out a lot of air. They say the fan on this thing on high can blow up to 25 miles per hour, and I don't have any way of testing that, but I believe it's true, because it does put out a heck of a lot of air. And I would say that it's equivalent to you know, 2 or 3 of the vents in your car, because it's really putting out the air. Now there's a plug right here for a remote control, and it's not a wireless remote, it is a corded remote. So, you know, you can plug that in if you opt to get that remote. Now there is a power port here, and like I said, they make it where there's a plug that plugs into your cigarette lighter, or they make a plug that plugs into the regular 110 household current. And so if you don't want to use those, then they have the battery options as well. And I opted for the smaller 6 amp an hour battery, and you know, it's a lithium ion battery, and it seems to last for a pretty good while. And so I'll go over all that with you, but they do have an optional 10 amp an hour battery. So anyways, it just means that it's a higher capacity battery, and it's going to last longer. So when you get the battery version, it comes with this 110 volt household power charger, and it's very simple, light charger, and you just stick that battery on there, and it gives you a little light indicator here telling you what charge it is. And so it's got the light and everything on it. And then also, before I forget, on the side of the battery, it has a little button. I'll show you right here. Has a little button you can press. Let me get out of the sunlight. But you can see that the battery's almost dead. I was in there charging it because I've been using it. I used the cooler the other day, and that's why I'm doing a review on it, just because it works really well. Now with this smaller 6 amp an hour battery, it'll last for 4 hours on low, 2.5 hours on medium, and 1.5 hours on high. Now, like I said, you can buy the optional 10 amp an hour battery, and it'll last for 6 hours on low, 4 hours on medium, and 2.5 hours on high. So, you know, if you want to last all day, 10, 11 hours, then you're going to have to buy an extra battery or find a power source to plug the cooler into, whether it be a cigarette lighter or a 110 outlet. So just to give you a quick run around of the cooler, on this end, it's got some plastic wheels on it, and it seems to be made pretty well. Haven't had any problems with it. I've been dragging it around up the sidewalk here and through the house, and you know, it doesn't seem to have any kind of problems. The handle here, it's made out of plastic, but it's made really good. You can tell it's got a lot of some ribs there in the plastic, so it's a pretty sturdy handle. Didn't have any problems with it. And then right here on the bottom, it's got a drain plug, and it's one of the ones that you just pop it out, and you know, it's really simple. You don't have to screw anything in or any of that. And like I said, this particular product is made in the USA. Comes with like a 1-year warranty on the cooler itself. And you know, I was watching one of their reps on YouTube, and he said, you know, hey, let's just say you knock the drain plug off this thing by putting it in your boat or whatever, just call us and we'll send you one out. So, you know, these guys, you know, are all about customer service, and they want to make sure that you get a good product, and you know, if something happens to it, you know, they'll stand behind it. So I personally haven't had to deal with them, but I was just going by what one of their reps said. So, you know, I guess these guys really want to make you happy, and that's cool to have to deal with a company like that, and it's not a big hassle. So that does mean a lot. So anyways, now on the Icybreeze website, they claim that this cooler will blow out a difference of 35 to 40 degree colder air than the outside temperature. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, you know, it's a scorcher today here in Tennessee. And you know, I've got a infrared thermometer here, and just the top of the cooler here, see how hot it says. It says the top of the cooler is 145, 143. Just depends on where you're shining the hose right here, but it says it's about 140 degrees. So it's a hot one. And just to confirm that, I have a thermometer right here, and it's sitting right here on this concrete wall, and you can see that it's all the way up to 120 degrees. And I know what you're saying, yeah, that's not going to be accurate, you know, as far as the temps outside. But you know, it's just sitting right here on this concrete wall, and just to give you an idea of just how hot it is, you know, it's right here on the wall. It's 120 degrees. So you can check it with the infrared thermometer. It says on the thermometer, it says it's 110, 11. So yeah, it's pretty close. Right there it says 106, 103. Let's go over here. So yeah, probably about 106 to 10 degrees, and is actually hotter than that on top of the cooler right here. So anyways, we're going to turn the fan on this cooler and let you guys see just how the air conditioning mode works on it. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to turn it on. Let's just kick it on up to high, and let's pull the hose out right here where we can have the air blowing on me. So that's on high, and you can hear that the fan's not obnoxious at all. It's really quiet. So that is a benefit. So I went inside and got on the internet and checked the temperature for Cleveland, Tennessee today, and it's 90 degrees. So I just wanted to get an accurate reading. I showed you with the temperature gun here, and that was on a concrete wall, so I know that's going to be a little bit hotter. And I know here on top of the lid it's going to be a little bit hotter because it's in direct sun. But you know, just the regular air temperature outside is 90 degrees. So I'm going to take this infrared thermometer, and I'm going to shoot it down through here, and I'm going to see just how cold the air that's coming out of the cooler. And as you can see, it's already dropped down to 48 degrees, and it's dropping. Now it's 47. So, you know, that is a big decrease in air temperature. So it really does feel like cold air, like an air conditioner is blowing on you. So, you know, this thing is really handy, you know, to just to have, you know, even if you don't use it for anything else, but just to have as like an emergency unit. Let's say your air conditioner went out, it would definitely be worth it, because this last year my AC went out, and man, I like to die. It was like 80 something degrees in my house, and man, when it's that hot inside your house, you just can't find any kind of comfort. And you know, it took them several days to get out of here, and by the time they got out here, I was so thankful to get it fixed, you wouldn't even believe. But you know, this portable air conditioner, it really does work. Now keep in mind that the hotter it is outside, it's just gonna burn through that ice faster, because you've got this air conditioning unit circulating the water through there, and you know, you've got that fan blowing over it and cooling the water down, and so or heating the water up while while it's circulating or whatever. And so it is gonna wear through some ice, and that's why I recommend that you freeze some of the water bottles and put them in the bottom or whatever, and it just seems like it works better, and that way you don't have to run through a bunch of ice. So if there's a tip that I'm going to give you on this, just make sure that you keep some frozen bottles in there, because you will run through quite a bit of ice with this thing. And you know, I'm happy with the cooler. I'm happy with the air conditioner part of it. I think it works flawless, and you know, I give this product 2 thumbs up. I really do. I think it comes in really handy if you're going to be outside. You know, let's just say you're working or whatever. If you got a landscaping business or whatever, and you know, you keeping this cooler in the bed of your truck, and you stop to get a cold water and set it on your tailgate just for a minute, and you got this air conditioner blowing on you, helps cool you down. I mean, that is pretty neat to be able to have that option to do that. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If you got any comments, put them down below, and if you got any questions, I'll try to answer it. And you know, I always respond to you guys, and again, I appreciate you guys watching. So thanks a lot, and make sure you come back and watch some of my other videos. Peace out.